In a development that has sent shockwaves across Europe, Geert Wilders, a far-right politician known as the Dutch Donald Trump, has led his party for freedom to victory in the general elections held on November 22. Exceeding all expectations, PVV won 37 seats out of 150, more than doubles its tally. The previous election, in the second place was the center-left Rebel Green coalition with 25 seats, while the center-right People's Party for Freedom and Democracy of outgoing Prime Minister Mark Rutte could muster only 24 seats. The other major winner with 20 seats was the Conservative National Social Contract. The Netherlands has a highly fragmented multi-party system where no single party wins a clear majority. Typically, the party that wins the largest number of seats attempts to form a coalition government. Mr. Rutte had been prime minister since 2010, but his coalition collapsed in July 2023 following a series of setbacks. His government had been under fire from farmers opposed its nitrogen bill, which sought to limit human impact on the nitrogen cycle. Secondly, Mr. Root's coalition partners could not agree on proposed restrictions on family reunifications of asylum seekers. This failure to get their act together on the migration issue prompted his government's resignation. Interestingly, the 60-year-old Mr. Wilders is a former VVD leader. He quit the party over its stance on migration, which he felt was too mild, known for extreme anti-Islam, anti-migration rhetoric. Mr. Wilders has referred to Islam as ideology of a retreated culture and Moroccans as scum. He has moved to ban the Quran, ancient mosques in the Netherlands, and also ban headscarves in government buildings. He has attributed his sharp turn against Islam to the kill of filmmaker Theo Van Gogh in 2004, which is also the year he launched PVV. Having spent time at a kibbutz, Mr. Wilders is also heavily pro-Israel, advocating for shifting the Dutch embassy to Jerusalem and closing its diplomatic post in Ramallah. His extreme views extends to Euroscepticism. He wants the Netherlands out of the EU, and his plans include a Nexus referendum restoring Dutch border control, deporting undocumented migrants, work permits for intra-EU workers, and a Netherlands' first foreign policy. He also wants to stop sending arms to Ukraine, all of which make the prospect of Mr. Wilders becoming the next Dutch PM a worrisome one for the EU. Mr. Wilders is clear he wants to be the PM and not merely a part of the ruling coalition. This won't be easy given his politics, but not impossible. Mr. Root's successor as leader of the VVD, Dylan Isilgoz, has already ruled out support to a Wilders government and so has the Labour Green coalition. But the NSG has shown interest and their 20 seats combined with the PVV's 37 could provide a strong nucleus of 57 from which to attract smaller parties and cross the halfway mark of 75. Mr. Wilders has also shown a willingness to dilute his radical agenda in pursuit of power. In the run up to the general elections, he backed down a little on his anti Islam stance. He said he would respect the Dutch constitution, promoting prompting his opponents to accuse him of being opportunistic, but he may calculate that compromising on his anti Islam agenda may not cost him much politically, so long as he is able to develop a consensus around his core anti migrant agenda, where there seems to be more of a common ground across the political spectrum. Regardless of whether or not Mr. Wilders becomes PM, he will remain a power center in the next government. This is part of a large trend of far right politicians and parties growing in influence across Europe, from Hungary's Viktor Orban, Georgia, Meloni's brothers of Italy, the Sweden Democrats, and the Finns Party, all of whom are in power, to the AFD in Germany and the National Rally in France. Not surprisingly, these were the first to contribute. Congratulate Mr. Wilders on his victory.